Hi friends, welcome to yet another interesting and informative video on the 10th house of your horoscope. The 10th house is one of the most powerful houses in the horoscope. It is the Kendra house. It is a Kendra house, and it is the house which signifies your profession, career, and not just that, it is connected to your karma, your actions. It is the house which will definitely stand for how you're going to establish yourself in this world, in this life, through your work, through your career. So 10th house of karma and career or profession. Which zodiac sign do you have in the 10th house? That is going to be very significant, and that will say so much about your career and profession. Alright, so what will be your career path in this life? So that will depend on the zodiac sign. Definitely the sign lord, which is the lord of that zodiac sign, how it is placed will be very important. So it is important to look at the sign in the 10th house, but you also have to look at the sign lord. If you have the sign of Taurus in the 10th house, then how Venus is placed, because Venus rules Taurus. So how Venus is placed in the horoscope will be very important, and it will also give you further clues about your career or profession. So that will be the discussion today. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe, and if you want personal consultation, details are there in the video description. Let's quickly have a look at the sample chart. So this is the sample chart. This is a chart of a Leo ascendant, as you can see. Now in this chart, you have to find out which zodiac sign is in the 10th house. This is a North Indian style chart. This is the first house, ascendant, where you have the sign of Leo. In the 7th house, you have the sign of Aquarius. You can see that in the 10th house, this is the 10th house. So in the 10th house, you have the sign of Taurus. So for this particular Leo ascendant, and for all Leo ascendants for that matter, in the 10th house, definitely you'll find the sign of Taurus. We know that Taurus is ruled by Venus. You should also look at how Venus is placed in the horoscope. But what can you say about this particular native's career or profession only by looking at the zodiac sign which is linked to the 10th house? That is the discussion, or that's a topic today. So let's explore that and get started. Friends, now if the 10th house of your horoscope, and here I'm talking of D1 obviously, is linked to Aries sign, if it is connected with the sign of Aries, then what can we say? Alright, Aries we know is a zodiac sign which is ruled by Mars. Sun exalts in Aries. So definitely whichever profession involves leadership skills, courage, confidence, structure, discipline, such professions or careers will be very suitable for you. You could have entrepreneurial skills. You could be into independent business. You could be into sports. Alright, you could be a gym instructor. You could also be somebody who is into technology, right? Or even into administration for that matter. So Aries, alright, or into any field of work which, as I said, which involves discipline. So you could be in the defense services, alright, military services, defense services. You could be somebody who is into any sort of profession which involves exhibiting leadership skills. So you could be the head of some, maybe you're the head of some organization. That's also possible. So all these professions are definitely connected to Aries. Whichever profession, Aries is part of the Dharma trine, the trine of duty, discipline. So any profession wherein you need to be definitely structured, disciplined, accountable, and also any profession where you need to showcase your ability to maintain decorum, order, structure. So any such profession. Okay, so it could be even holding some high position in government jobs or in the government sector. Now, I mentioned sports. You could also be somebody who is into any sort of work which involves taking initiative. Okay, so it could be running your own business. All right, so all these professions, any of these careers is suitable for Aries, or any field of work which involves quick thinking with precision, quick thinking and action. Okay, so professions which involve that sort of work, so you could be into technical fields also. All right, and you could be into any field of work wherein you're supposed to carry out orders and act with precision, with swiftness. Okay, so all these fields, any of these fields. Definitely you can also make use of your intuition. So you could also be into counseling, for that matter. Also, I would say, if in the 10th house you have Aries, the sign of Aries, I was about to mention something, intuition, yeah, counseling is also possible. Just now I thought of something, I don't know how it slipped off my mind. Anyway, if I remember, I'll let you know. So any profession which involves being structured, disciplined, dedicated towards your work, okay, so that sort of career is suitable for you. And original thinking, innovative thinking, okay, that is also bringing out your creativity, originality. So all that is also connected with Aries. So yeah, so all these things we can say. And nevertheless, in your career, changes can come about. Okay, there could be lack of stability if Mars is not well placed in your career. So you may feel that there are constant changes and challenges which you have to overcome. Okay, so it's possible. Now, even if Mars is well placed, definitely you may have to go on facing new challenges, and that will make your career, that will make you grow in your career. Whenever you accept those challenges and move ahead with courage and confidence, you'll be able to grow in your career. So you'll see growth, development. You should not be afraid of challenges, changes. So these challenges will actually enable you to move towards a positive transformation in life, and your career will bring about a positive transformation in life. If you remain dedicated, goal-oriented, ambitious, if you take initiative, and if you remain disciplined, you will definitely, be able to bring about a positive transformation in life because of your career. So yeah, all these things we can say, friends. You can be somebody who can also, yes, even the medical profession may be connected to Aries. Okay, you could even be into surgery, or even in medical profession. Now let's move on to what will happen if in the 10th house of your horoscope you have the sign of Taurus. So 10th house is linked to Taurus, and Taurus, we know, is ruled by Venus. Okay, so just a moment. Yeah, Taurus is ruled by Venus. Now find out how Venus is placed in your horoscope, friends. If it is more or less well placed, you will get good results. So Taurus is part of the Earth trine. that means hard work, material pursuits. So you can be materialistic, goal oriented always. When it is a question of career, you have clear goals that yes, I have to attain my goals. Okay, and you can be very much focused on your goals if Venus is more or less well placed. Moon also exalts in Taurus, so find out how Moon is placed. Now Taurus is in the 10th house. So when Taurus, it is a sign which is also definitely connected with strong intuition, Taurus. So you could be into the occult fields, any of the occult fields, it's possible. You can also be somebody who's in the finance sector. Okay, any sort of subject like mathematics, which involves calculation, even economics, it's possible. So wherein whichever field of work, whichever subject or whichever work is connected to the finance sector, okay, if it's Taurus. You could be into the banking sector. Okay, now Taurus is there in the 10th house. So you have to be hardworking, you have to be goal oriented, you have to be detail oriented about your work. Okay, and then if you go on making efforts, and if you believe in hard work, and if you actually work hard with a practical bent of mind, then eventually you will become successful in your career and you'll be able to amass resources and wealth. Your aim is to amass wealth and resources, okay? Because of your, or with the help of your career, you want to accumulate wealth. So you could also be into family business. Maybe you are following the business which was somehow in which some family member was already involved in that business, so you're taking the family business ahead. It's possible. Now Taurus in the 10th house, you could be connected to the fine arts, to arts, any kind of creative skills, artistic ability you may have. So your work may be connected to fine arts, to any sort of artistic field. It's possible. It could be music, it could be any sort of creative abilities. Alright? You may make use of your speech. Your speech and the way you communicate is going to be important in your career. Okay? So you could be into counseling. Taurus is there in the 10th house. What else we can say? You could be connected to beauty and fashion. That's also possible. Interior decoration. You can also be connected to real estate, for that matter. Real estate. So yeah, all these things we can say. Alright. Any kind of profession wherein you require to take care of others also. Okay, healthcare, nursing others. That is also possible. Alright. Yeah, now let's move on to what will happen if you have the sign of Gemini in the 10th house of your career or profession. So Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Find out how Mercury is placed in your horoscope. Alright, if it's more or less well placed, you can have a successful career in writing, journalism. You can have great communication skills, or you need to make use of your communication skills in your career. Okay, you could have any sort of creative or artistic abilities or skills also. When you have Gemini in the 10th house and you want to make use of your skills, it could be any sort of skill, singing, painting, etc. And you want to make use of that skill for earning a livelihood. You could be into marketing. You could be into networking business, agency. You could work for an agency. You could be a commission agent. Gemini, you can have great business acumen, analytical powers. When you make use of your business acumen and analytical powers, you will do well in your business, in your profession. Okay? So all these things we can say when Gemini is in the 10th house. For your work, you may need to travel, undertake short travels for your work. For your work, you need to connect with people. Okay, networking is important for your work. It's possible. You need to make use of your technology or technical skills in your work. It's possible. Communication technology, that is also possible. You could also be into any sort of field which involves using your sense of logical reasoning and even your calculating abilities. You'll be calculating, you'll be ambitious, okay? And so all these abilities, your ability to calculate things, ability to think rationally, logically, your intelligence, your intellectual capabilities, you need to make use of that in your career. Your ability to do research, investigation, so all that also will help you in your career. So yeah, any field of work wherein you need to make use of your observation skills, research skills, that is good for you when you have Gemini in the 10th house of your horoscope. Okay? Yeah, you may have 2 careers, or you may have 2 sources of income. So definitely you can have more than one career, even multiple careers. It's possible. So maybe you earn money through 2 or more different sources. It's possible. So yeah, all these things when you have Gemini. Now let's move on to what will happen when you have the sign of, Cancer. Okay, if Cancer is linked to the 10th house of your horoscope, what will happen? Cancer is ruled by Moon. Find out how Moon is placed in your horoscope. Jupiter exalts in Cancer, so you can also look at Jupiter's placement. Any field of work which involves the use of knowledge, in-depth knowledge, that is suitable for you. You could also do well in research, investigation in any field, even technology, wherein you need to make use of your creativity, originality, and original innovative thinking also. If you have the sign of Cancer in the 10th house, you could also be into human resource department, into healthcare industry. Okay? So you could be into nursing and healthcare. You could be into social work. It's possible. You could be into healing and occult as well. You could also be into spiritual practices. Okay. Because Cancer is part of the Moksha trine. So yeah. So any of these careers is suitable for you. You will get good results, or you will do well in your career if you always go to the depth of things and try to gain knowledge and insights. You can also, your career may also be associated or linked to any kind of creative field. Okay, your creative or artistic abilities or skills may enable you to generate income, and you can adopt that as your career. So you could be into interior designing. Definitely you can be connected to the arts, interior designing. Even real estate, your career could be connected to real estate. So all these things, any of these careers is suitable for you. But yes, you need to go to the depth of things, and you need to gain insights and intuition regarding your field of work, and then you will be successful. So yeah, all these things about Cancer in the 10th house. Now what will happen if you have the sign of Leo in the 10th house of your horoscope? Then what can we say about your career? Leo is part of the Dharma trine. So discipline, structure is important, sense of duty, accountability. Then only you will do well in your career. Okay, you need to be dedicated towards your goal. Very important. You can have creative skills, any sort of artistic ability. Okay, you could be into the entertainment industry. You can be an independent artist or independent content creator. You can also have entrepreneurial skills. You may be attracted towards your independent business. You may also definitely be connected to independent counseling, for that matter, because knowledge, your career may be connected to imparting knowledge. Okay, it's a sign of Leo. So any field of work which involves the use of knowledge, intuition, creativity, so that is suitable for you. Okay, so Leo also, you can have leadership qualities. So you may be the leader of an organization. So you may think of your own startup. Okay, and you may want to lead others. So yeah, entrepreneurial skills you can have. So yeah, all these things we can say. For you, your sense of, when you work, you want to work independently. That desire is there in you. When you have Leo in the 10th house, the desire to work independently is there. Okay, so but if you are working for an organization, then if Sun is well placed in the horoscope, then definitely Leo is ruled by Sun, then definitely you will be dutiful, accountable also to the higher authorities. It's possible. All these things we can say about Leo. Entertainment industry, creative field, artistic field also, as I mentioned, very suitable. Now let's move on to what will happen when you have the sign of Virgo. Any field of work which involves working with precision, being detail oriented, okay, being a perfectionist. So you could be into technology, you could be into editing, even writing. Okay, so Virgo, you can definitely, you will be very hardworking. If Mercury is well placed in your horoscope, you'll be detail oriented in your approach towards career. So any field of research investigation is also suitable for you. Making use of your intellectual capabilities in your career is important, and moving ahead with precision is important, accuracy. So any field of technology is also suitable for you. You could also be a healer. You could be into healing, even occult. So these are all suitable careers for Virgo. Alright. So yeah, any field of work wherein you need to work with a detail oriented approach and precision, and make use of your intellectual powers. Also, Virgo is part of the Earth trine, the trine of material pursuits. So you can also be materialistic with respect to your career or profession. The end of, you may definitely want to work hard because you want to amass resources, wealth in life. That could be the end, your objective behind working hard. But also you could be into social service. You could be into the service sector. You could also be into law, the field of law, healthcare industry. That is also suitable for you. Now let's move on to what will happen when you have the sign of Libra. Okay, associated with the 10th house, Libra in the 10th house. Libra is ruled by Venus, so find out how Venus is placed in the horoscope. Any sort of work which involves give and take, so business is suitable for you. The field of law is suitable for you. Okay, liaison, the field of liaison is very suitable for you. Liaison is a field of work wherein you are a middleman. You work as, the connecting bridge between different people and organizations. You bring people and different people or organizations together So you could be into liaison. You could be a broker. You could be even into stocks, and you could be a stockbroker even. You can have great knowledge of the market. So you could also be into marketing for that matter. As I mentioned, the field of law is suitable for you. Independent counseling is a field which is very suitable for you. Teaching and counseling is also suitable for you. You may travel because of your career. It's possible when you have the sign of Libra. Alright. So yeah, all these things we can say. Making use of intelligence is very important. Libra is part of the Karma trine, the trine of desires. So being ambitious and desirous of, achieving great things is important. So you can be very ambitious in your career. And you want to fulfill all those. You have lots of desires, wishes, which you want to fulfill through your career. It's possible. Lots of expectations from your career and so on. Your partner may assist you in your career, it's possible, or your partner and you may work together in your in your career. Like your work, your partner may be involved in your work. It's possible. Alright? Or after you get married to somebody, you may do a certain work. Or you may, your field of work will get redefined after you enter into relationship or marriage to someone. That's also possible. So all these things about Libra in the 10th house. Now let's move on to what will happen if there is Scorpio in the 10th house of your horoscope. If you have Scorpio, then definitely you can be somebody who is very analytical, one who wants to go to the depth of things and do research. Alright, investigation. So you could be into psychology. You can be into investments. Any work which is connected with investments is important. Investment sector, investment of money, resources is good for your career. Healing, occult is very good for you. Okay, that's very suitable. Any field of technology is suitable for you. If you have Scorpio. Scorpio is part of the moksha trine. So even healing, counseling is also suitable for you. When you have the desire to, moksha trine, you want to go to the depth of things, gain knowledge, impart knowledge, help others out. So that will enable you to, do well in your career. So profession may be connected to yoga, meditation, spiritual practices. It's possible. Or research, investigation. When you have the sign of Scorpio. Okay? So definitely changes can also come about in your career. So your career has the power to transform your life. Alright? So all these things we can say when you have Scorpio. Now what will happen when you have Sagittarius associated with the 10th house? Sagittarius is part of Dharma trine, trine of duty. So again, being dedicated, structured, disciplined is very important. You can be very explorative, optimistic, thirsty for knowledge. So you could be a very good teacher, counselor. Your work may involve traveling to different places. You could also be into the travel and tourism industry for that matter. You could be into independent counseling. You could be a guide. You can be a travel guide. You could be a teacher, professor. Jupiter, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Find out how Jupiter is placed. If it is more or less well placed, you will be successful in your career. And you can be fortunate because of your career in life. There will be growth, expansion in life because of your career. So whenever you gain knowledge, make use of your intuition and creativity, you will do well in your career. Okay? You can also have leadership skills, entrepreneurial skills. Alright? So your profession may be connected to that as well. To making use of your entrepreneurial skills, business skills and leadership skills, managerial skills also. you can have. You can also do well in law, in the field of law, international law. So that's also possible when you have Sagittarius. You can also have great, you can also do well in marketing. That's also possible. Any field of work which involves travel is also suitable for you when you have the sign of Sagittarius in the 10th house. So it's your knowledge, your intuition, your creativity that will enable you to succeed in your career. Now, you may follow your father's profession, it's possible. Or your father may be a source of inspiration for you, okay, in your work. Now let's move on to what will happen if you have the sign of Capricorn in the 10th house of your career. If your Capricorn is there, so working, maybe you may be associated with the government, you may be into the administration, you may be into any managerial position. Again, find out how Saturn is placed. If it is more or less well placed, you will do well in your career. You'll be able to tap into your intuitive powers. You'll have intuition, as well as you'll be very grounded and practical and methodical, detail-oriented, structured, disciplined towards your work. So you could be into managerial position, you can have great organizational skills. You have to make use of those organizational skills in your career, then you will do well. You could head an organization, you could be into the corporate sector. You could also be into technology, for that matter, if you have Capricorn in the 10th house. So yeah, any field of technology, any big organization, government, administration. So any of these fields is suitable for you. Even the field of law is very suitable for you when you have the sign of Capricorn in the 10th house. So you can be very materialistic about your career, like you want to work hard so that you can amass wealth and resources in your career. You will believe in your hard work, you will believe in your efforts, and you will believe in working hard and doing well in career so that you can amass resources and wealth in life. It's possible. Now let's move on to what will happen when you have the sign of Aquarius in the 10th house of your career. When you have the sign of Aquarius, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, also co-ruled by Rahu. Uranus is also connected to Aquarius in Western astrology. So you would like to look at all these planets, Saturn, Rahu, Uranus, how they are placed in your horoscope, and they will give you clues about your career, profession. You can make use of your observation skills, okay, your intellectual capabilities in your career, your ability to do research, investigation. You could be connected to science, technology, scientific investigation. You could be a scientist. You could be into research, any kind of research. You could be an occultist also, into occult. You could be a healer, healing abilities. So yeah, and for your career you may require to travel. It's possible sometimes. Now observation skills, research abilities, as I mentioned, will enable you to do well in your career. Your career definitely can be connected to technology. Your innovative thinking, your creativity, originality will enable you to do well in your career. You could also work for human rights, like you could be into human rights law. You could be a social activist. You could be into social service. You could be connected with social welfare organizations. You could work for the protection of human rights. You could work for the protection of the rights of the weaker sections of society. So you could be a social activist. So you would work in order to work for social welfare causes. So you could be connected to NGOs, social welfare organizations also, because you want to bring about a revolutionary change in society, and whatever evil practices are there in society, you want to abolish them. It's possible. So yeah, all these things, very independent thinking you can have. Your freedom, your sense of independence is very important. You want to make use of your independent thinking, creativity. Okay, you want to make use of that in your career as well. Your independent thinking, your originality. You want to make use of that in your career. Now let's move on to what will happen finally if you have the sign of Pisces in the 10th house of your career. Pisces is there associated with the 10th house. Sign of duality. Initially in life you could be a little confused as regarding your career. It's possible, but nevertheless you are intuitive. Like in your career you need to make use of your intuition, your creativity. So your profession may be connected to your creative or artistic abilities. It could also be connected to investment sector. It could be connected to spiritual practices, healing practices, occult practices. You may also be connected to technology. You may be connected to organizations which are engaged in charitable activities. So you could also be into healing, into independent counseling and imparting knowledge to others. Pisces ruled by Jupiter. In Western astrology it is connected to Neptune. Find out how Jupiter and Neptune are placed in your horoscope. If they are more or less well placed, you will get wonderful results in your career. Some creative artistic field, making use of your intuition in career, making use of your in-depth knowledge in your career. Okay, somehow your career may be connected to hospitals. You may work in a hospital, in some asylum, in some sanatorium. You may work there. You may work in a prison. It's possible. Sanatoriums, asylums, hospitals. So your work may be connected to any of these places. That is also possible. So all these careers are suitable for Pisces. Pisces will do well in their career if the Pisces is part of the moksha trine. So if they are willing to help others out, if they go to the depth of things, acquire knowledge, and if they impart that knowledge, if they somehow are able to help others out through their work or career, they will do well in their work, in their field of work or profession. You need to deal with people with compassion and forgiveness. That's important if you're into independent counseling or healing or occult practices. When you have Pisces in the 10th house of your career, instead of healing practices, occult practices, meditation, yoga, all that is suitable for your career. When you have Pisces in the 10th house of your career, 10th house of your horoscope. Now, because of your career, you may settle down in a foreign land. You may work for foreign-based companies. It's possible. Foreign connections. Because of your foreign connections, you may benefit. Okay, friends, so you can do well if you have Pisces. If you have Pisces in the 10th house, then definitely career may be connected to foreign lands, foreign connections. You may settle down in a foreign land because of your career. Then it's good for your career. You may work for foreign-based companies. Okay, investment sector is very good for you, as I mentioned. And as I already mentioned, healing, occult, spiritual practices, yoga, meditation. So all of these careers are suitable. You can have creative artistic abilities. You may make use of your skills, artistic and creative skills, and you can also make a career out of that. Okay, so yes, friends, that was my take on what will happen if you have a certain zodiac sign linked to the 10th house of your career. So what you can say about profession or career if a certain zodiac sign is linked to your 10th house in your horoscope. So do subscribe, and friends, also if you want consultation, details are there in the video description. You can WhatsApp me. Before I wind up, a gentle reminder: be kind, compassionate to all animals, birds and creatures. Try to be a vegetarian, and friends, also be charitable. Donate vegetarian food to people in old age homes, orphanages, and to people who are also physically and mentally challenged. See you next time. Thank you.